Lucky. Welcome, not welcome, because this still says Div 1, and they're good, but not that good. Welcome to Tarnished Deathmatch Season 7. We are in the top spot battle. The caster battle as well. Casters OP confirmed in Deathmatch. LuckyKharms versus Mandingalingo. The two famous Deathmatch casters. And he has cast quite some Deathmatch at this point as well. He is still placing Palisade stalls though. So even if his first tournament that he ever plays in is a DM tournament, he is an RMR spotted. And loses a villager to the Hun Rush. Building placement a little bit insecure as well. No chicken castle versus the Huns. The Huns are actually making a chicken castle. That's kind of crazy. The Huns shouldn't be the ones needing a chicken castle here, but it can be used for quick traps as well. Not adding any halberdiers. I think this is a matchup where you want some halberdiers, which Mundi is doing. And the Paladin Rush is coming in. The Huns faster on the trigger. LuckyKharms received the Otter coaching, so he knows how to rush. And he is getting will kills. 3 will kills already for LuckyKharms. And there will be the 4th. And there will be the 5th one down. Good Hun Rush. Maybe can transform it into the famous 10-minute push of the Huns. Maybe a bit over rushing now. Paladin still going forward. Generally not recommended to Paladin rush this long. But with the Cav Archers behind and with the Huns, can maybe afford to do it a little bit longer. Not finding many more will kills though. After the initial 5 to 8 Paladins, you're usually finding a lot less damage because the opponent will get military out. Mundi is housed at 30 though. So very good start. And that house is not built, but their Paladins are. Okay, the Paladins are attacking now. 6 villager kill for LuckyKharms. Looking good for the American. Megas might have the stronger units, but they are getting outnumbered quickly by the faster civilization of the Huns. Little bit of a small build order though. Only 4-4. I think that's too tiny for a Hun build order. Market is being placed by LuckyKharms, but where is he producing from? Only 8 buildings. That needs to be bigger as the Huns, my man. Trebuchet already onto the TC though, so Mundi still in big trouble. Mundi has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Mundi has more production buildings than Lucky now. So maybe can get the numbers up with the stronger units as well and push this back. Lucky might fall to his too small build order. Already castles, already TCs, no further military building under construction. At least he has no problem with being housed and a stronger army on the field, so should take good engagements from here on out. Trying to kill production buildings. TC has fallen. Mundi trying to boom back as a TC up is working on another one. 0 castles for Mundi. And the 8 production building Huns seems to be enough. Really like the early trebuchets. Just a few more production buildings, maybe even after the castle or something. There's another range, so Carps is thinking about it. Could in theory make Tarkans from the castles to add some production as well. And Tarkans would obviously also be the choice here, I think. There's not many halberdiers and they're better with the CA. So if we're being nitpicky, you should actually switch to Tarkans instead of Paladins now. But that's nitpicking. The difference between the units isn't all that big. But with the big CA ball being your main challenger, the extra pierce armor of the Tarkans does make them the stronger option. And Mundi's getting to a CA mass, booming back nicely, getting a lot more production buildings. But not using the ones he has. At least not all of them. And still with the stronger army rolling forward for the next TC. GG called as the next TC gets trapped down, and I'll have to read back the Russian literature references in LuckyKharms' name. He gets the 1-0 win with the Huns. They're coming from the steppes of the east as well. Huns are Huns, and they go brrr, says the Chipmunk, who's also in this division and had a really close set with LuckyKharms. 87 to 69, nice amount of deaths, nice amount of kills for Mundi, as we saw no siege, so no safe kills. But the Huns are the Huns, and Huns vs Magyars is a matchup that on the top level favors the Magyars a bit more, but can go either way. I think on the lower divisions, Hansa a lot easier to play. GG, Sertao goes to dance. Oh, that was definitely Hans. So that's first as well. Advising from the division that both Mundi and Lucky are shooting for being in. Division 10. As the Megas go down, it's a costly loss because it's a really good civilization. And now I want to read back the name lore here. Daniel Karms was the inventor of Russian absurdism, who I got my degree about. Oh. LuckyKharms, please slide into my DMs and remind me and tell me some books from him that are good. That's the perfect kind of literature to gift my father for his birthday. And that's kind of coming up. So I think I might have found a good supply of birthday and Christmas gifts for my parents there. It also sounds like something I would read and enjoy. Dad was a short man. How am I mentioning my father and Christmas gifts, and Core Dumpy gets a quote of the author about that my dad is a short man? My dad isn't the largest. But my dad was a short man, completely opposite from the mom. The mom was a tall, plump woman with a voice like a horse, and the dad was simply her husband. And above all that, the dad had freckles. Sounds a bit beat literature-y. But maybe that's the English as well. Absurdity? Well, yeah, that's what LuckyKharms called it. Anyways, that was game number 1. I will dive deeper into the topic with Lucky in PMs, but always happy to learn about new authors that I didn't know yet. And the Purple Huns win Sertao. Man, it's getting so hot now. Why is it always only getting hot in the evenings? Like it was fine all day in my flat. My flat is just simply heating up now from the hot day. And now the heat is reaching. Oh, and that's making it tough. And let's see where we're going next. Hyper random. Mundi picking his randomed first home map next. And what will we see on hyper random? Well, I mean, the only fitting solution, right? You randomed hyper random as your first home map, and you randomed Gujaras, so it has to be Gujaras. Incidentally, they're also quite good on the map, on many generations. And LuckyKharms might go Bengalis, because he really would like to play Dravidians on a water map, because he's such a big fan, and he's got Koreans. And that leaves the Bengalis open for something like hyper random, where they're really nice. So I'm saying Bengalis Gujaras. It's unfortunately a terrible matchup for my Gujaras. But it's the only possible guess for Mundi. What's the next map? Hyper random, so no friggin' clue. I don't like these numbers there forever though. Get your guessing quick, because I'm about to load into game 2. Actually, you've still got ads, so I won't do it as fast. Gujaras vs Dravidians, says Kodampy. Random Civ for hyper random, says Bess. That was my idea as well. But it is not that. It is Georgians versus Mongols. Very different one, and a nice generation for Mongols. If it was RM, this would be great for Mongols, because they would get 10k food in boars. It's Deathmatch though, so I doubt we will have time to collect the boars It is a hilly, kind of a, reminds me of mountain pass with hills kind of stretching all the center of the map and most resources there. So center will matter a lot here. We've got gold in the back with, oh boy, won't matter that much. 9k gold in the bases. That's great for Mongols who want to spend a lot on gold units. So I think that's good news for Mandi, who will turn yellow again. Then let's go into game number 2. Our hero to start things off with is Brasidas. Holy HP on that guy. 500 HP. And really good armor. 8 melee armor, 9 pierce armor. Not the strongest attack. 13 attack. Brasidas. Sounds like he's gonna be a tall and broad and maybe also fat man. So 500 HP makes sense for Brasidas, who's running into the base of Mandingalingo, starting range. Someone watch too much Maxi games. Range start with the Mongols. Brasidas is just taking the beating like it's nothing. Where's the Brasidas of Mandingalingo? Missing the base. And the Brasidas is so strong, he's idling all the villagers of Mandingalingo. Mandi trying to get a castle up, but only has heavy care archers coming out. How do you even kill this hero? Is he have like an armor class? Unique unit infantry? No, not really. Maybe the care archers are the best answer to kill him. He's entering the base for LuckyKharms now as well. Halberdiers will not stop the guy, so Halberdier start is clearly wrong. It's expecting camels. The castles are the best bet. This guy's kind of unbeatable. This game is all about the hero. This looks like a boring hyper-random gen, but Brasidas makes it a very special one, because Brasidas is insanely OP. Cavalier fighting the heavy cav archers. LuckyKharms has forgot his most powerful unit, the Brasidas. It's time to surround the Brasidas of Mandingalingo. I'm having a lot of fun rolling DR here. LuckyKharms' whole eco is idle. If he surrounded the Brasidas, so he could go build the castle, but Brasidas is just taking the Halberdiers that surround him down. He's trying to shoot it with the TC. His own Brasidas, though, has the problem that Mandi actually managed to finish the castle while he was just shooting it with the TC, and the castle will eventually take Brasidas down. Save Brasidas, he has 500 HP, he can heal. This guy will be super important in later on fights if he can keep it alive. Mandi lost his Brasidas, and I think it's actually super valuable hero to pay attention to survive for 50 HP. LuckyKharms keeps the Brasidas on the field, which will allow me to say Brasidas more often, which is really fun for villager kills for LuckyKharms as well, who is a little bit housed. Did get his castle up finally. Lots of idle time in the base though for Lucky. So as the statistics look good, it's looking very messy at home. Hasn't built his houses. So only with the castle pop. Still 5 idle villagers in the TC. Brasidas just standing in the midfield. Cavalier rush for the Georgians, as the Mongols, for whatever reason, didn't add any camels so far. There is a stable now to go for that, but timing kind of passed for the camels. It is full faster firing CA and Megademics here. It was a messy opening, but the reason for the messiness is a Brasidas, who has, what is this? He has also half a range? He's also like half a cameo. Oh, LuckyKharms. Always says he can't play siege archers. And then we see these kinds of attack runs. What a freaking smurf. More buildings coming up for Mandi, but not the biggest queue. Some camels hitting the field now. Where's the Mongol siege? We do have 2 workshops at least, but the power unit of the Mongols is not being produced yet. Drill siege onager. Yes, it is not Mangdai. As we are talking about that, Sniper made a really good meme about himself after our cast yesterday that I want to share. So I will quickly interrupt this game while we wait for Mongol SO to comment on yesterday's game. Maybe Mandi feels like Sniper here. That's obviously Sniper memeing about himself, but you could maybe say it about Mandi as well. Back to the game. It's even kind of worse because it's Cavatches instead of Megadai. LuckyKharms having the Mojito chilling in the middle of the map here. Some forward castles would be amazing, and that's a great castle. On a hill with Georgians controlling 2 golds, a stone, berries, and the wolves. The boss, but the problem is the wolves. And will we get a woo here? No village. The wolves have food. Dingoes. It's not hyenas, but good food as well. That was RM. It's a big problem for LuckyKharms because the villagers killed the wolves. The wolves had food, and now they're taking it back. Oh, yeah, that happens if predators have food. Now LuckyKharms has a castle in the middle of the map at 159 HP, while the villagers are busy harvesting the wolves. Welcome to Hyper Random, LuckyKharms. Thanks DE, thanks Neely, thanks all the gods. LuckyKharms is pushing a castle on this hill, would be nice as well, but maybe the villagers will collect food again. They are going... Oh, well, it's really tasty, LuckyKharms. It's really tasty. Then they collect it very fast. Priorities, indeed. Priorities for us should be this big Siege Onager fight, as Mandingalingo has finally made the drill Siege Onagers, spurred on by the meme that at the bottom is taking a really good engagement here with the Megadai and with the SO. Time for Mandi to smurf a little bit with the Siege Onagers, eating a shot of the Georgian SO though, eating more shots. I jinxed him, didn't die. Now the better shots for LuckyKharms with the fully upgraded, but no bonus. Well, no bonus. There's a lot of hills on the map. The hills are actually really nice for Georgians, right? Georgians have a hill bonus, like Tatars, but the opposite. Taking less damage on hills, and it's super nice for these SO fights. Unsupported trebuchets, though. There's the castle on this hill. I mean, I know why this isn't being built, but one here would be nice, too. Mandi is pressured. He's raiding with the CA. They found 5 kills. 4 of them have been economy. And they are delaying the eco, so that's some value. LuckyKharms fully focused on the push at the front. The villagers finally have eaten the wolves and are now starting to build the castle. Megadai being stopped by the halberdiers. So that part is working out. But the drill Siege Onagers with the surround kill the trebuchets. I think that's the... Well, that castle gets saved. That's fine, I guess. I would prioritize DSO. Does the castle even get saved? It has a hill. That might make it stay alive. It will be very close though. Yeah, looks like it's being outbuilt. Do we have a secondary trebuchet? No, it's just SO versus SO. So the castle will narrowly go up, but needs to be instantly repaired or it will go down unless the drill SO can snipe the trebuchet. Megadai going for them. No meat shield whatsoever, but Hussar in production. Castle will finish and then probably die. If that trap lives. Castle finishes. And prioritizing DSO generally correct. One more shot it can maybe take. No, castle goes down as the trap goes down. Unlucky for Mandingalingo. SO fighting SO. Once the drill SO aren't microed, it's going well for the Georgians because they have more meat shield. Megadai trying to raid. It's a close game. What happened to Brasidas? Oh no, I missed it. Brasidas died. We have to look where Brasidas died later. Man, I was so hoping for Brasidas staying alive and being... and like taking on an army in the mid game, late game or something. Poor Brasidas. He was so strong and fat and big and tall and fluffy. Megadai. No, not Megadai. Monaspa. Somehow Monaspa and Megadai in the same game are confusing. Temporarily stop a castle, more villagers, and get saved by Mandi as well. Mandi insisting on this hill to counter the middle hill as a position, adding another secondary castle on it. I mean, it's an important hill. Not sure you need double castle, but I don't mind it that much either. You need the springboard to contest these goals in the middle, right? That's eventually the target here. There's a lot of base gold, so you can play on for a while. And Mongols love the abundance of gold here. They can get to their full gold comp for all the game. Georgians will have trouble. And here comes a push for the middle. 66 army for Mundi right now, 15 for Lucky. Lucky had the better early game, but loses all his trebuchets and Mongols. The later the game goes, with so much gold, the stronger they will get. The Pikeman edition is, well, cheap at least. Food and wood eco not really there for Mundi though. Eco development a lot more advanced for LuckyKharms. Having farms up, no churches, but I forget that half of my Georgian games as well. It's really hard to think of that during a DM game. And the army is scary for Mandingalingo. The eco is bad. LuckyKharms buying food. The market is his best friend. Lucky is so like mini-me. Over-marketing everything. Preparing the fast civ, but then sometimes microing well with the SO. Picking water maps. Lucky's like the closest of my scholars to my style for sure. Prioritizing macro over micro. Six others and spares are different. Like mentioning just the most recent ones, I guess. And unknown players are very different. Mundi gets controlled in the middle, but has lost his big army. Now we are kind of in a reset situation, and Mundi hasn't claimed the middle. He's getting another very timid castle. I mean, you just won this, right? Get the gold control, Mr. Mundi. It as strong. How would I describe your play? Well, you seem more of the like siege and all-in player. Definitely more micro than macro. I feel like more death bally than I would describe myself. But it's obviously very early. I've not seen you play that much. Legend flexing that he has almost 30k muscles. The gift subs helping a lot. Mundi loves to double castle hills. This is really not the hill you double castle. You want somewhere towards the middle. You cleaned this, and now LuckyKharms is kind of back to the middle position. LuckyKharms needs to mass more on us, but like, you can't fight Mangudai with like 5 of them. Is this castle that important? Okay, Mundi's trying to push over the right side. Is there anything here? I mean, guess there's LuckyKharms main gold. I just thought this map's like play for the middle. Mundi is making a castle in now finally on the lower hill though. Not going for this one, but makes sense. He doesn't have the army there, and the other one is probably too risky. They have 2 sets yet to play. Yeah, I think. Does LuckyKharms? Was this your? You have at least 1 more to play, right? How many did you play already, Lucky? Oh, yeah, there's also 2 more still to play. Senior set was Chipmunk. And Lucky and Spaz played, I think, right? No, not Lucky and Spaz. Spaz is the division above. 2 more, yes, but Spaz isn't in this division. Yeah, who else did you play then? You played Chipmunk, I remember that. It was like a super duper good set. 3-2, and I think I saw you clap then, right? Oh yeah, you 5-0 for Laffer, yeah. 5-0 for one? I think 5. No, you can't have been demoted yet. You get a DQ in your div space. So the worst that can happen to you is you have to play for relegation. And I think that highly still depends on your match with unknown player, no? Maybe you're actually safe though. Because you've got more points otherwise, I think. The 5-0 for you over... I shouldn't say more. I'm not sure it's officially cast. I should shut up. Let's focus on Division 11. Mangedai running back and forth. Monaspa running in. We've got a lot of pikemen. Yeah, I mean, I guess there's a lot of gold on the map, but you don't want to throw away Mangedai like this, Mandy. 1 trebuchet for 20 Mangedai and is not value. Oh, yeah. I see. I've demoted you. Yeah, like I made it a practice session with the both of you together, and it felt like you're both playing very close in skill. And I mean, it's one division apart, so I just assumed, oh yeah, they're similarly good. They must be in the same division. So I guess it's tremendously a compliment to Lucky, but therefore to Mandy, because this is a super close game. Number 2. The siege on the shots though. Oh my heavy lord. Over boom for yellow and big Bada booms for the Georgians. Guys. It's... Why do we lose Mangedai here? Because we decided for this. That's the reason why we're losing all these Mangedai. Just get SO! Keep the Mangedai behind them! Mandy, the sniper of Division 11. You're getting better with the siege? It's a lot easier if the Muggets don't make the siege. But you are jinxing yourself because you shot mostly on Heaviest there. But also like... Why is Mandy diving all this with the Mangedai? Like, bro, he can't throw it away like this. He's running out of gold now. Mandy got relics. Both got relics, 2-2. This is the important area, by the way. I have no clue why we're fighting here. Nobody's progressing here anyways. We lost all the Mangedai in an unimportant spot. While these castle setups here are the central ones, because in the middle of the map there is 20k gold still to get, and those should be game deciding. It's going well for Mandy though, because he's the only one trapping in the middle. But both are taking that gold, and the fight still rages on at the way lesser important area here that's heavily fortified by both players anyways. Okay, LuckyKharms now realized needs to address the thing in the middle. This castle falls, he loses his gold control, because the base is basically out of gold. Mandy with the 150 villagers can't really bring army onto the field, but also doesn't know what army to make, right? Farm eco isn't really set up for the Hussar spam. Hussar should be the siege sniping unit, not the Mangedai. Yeah, I feel like Mandy is losing this game to not securing the middle when he had the chance, and not fully understanding how Mongols are played in DM. Not playing Hussar and not playing SO in the late game. He did play SO earlier and he played Hussar earlier. Somehow his mind switched to only playing Mangedai running into siege after minute 20, and that's costing him dearly. Because he did play the full comp earlier. He's trying to just play Mangudai, and that's... It might work in RM, but it doesn't work in DM. Especially not against the Sith with good siege as well. So while this is still open, both players have gold. Mandi doesn't fix that, he will be in trouble. Well, I was originally asking Lucky who still has to play. I'm not sure if he answered. Brasidas would be proud of those shots, I guess. Not sure of what. Kills of the trebuchets. Okay, Hussar being produced. I like that as an idea by Mandi. He needs more farms for it though, not 65 on wood. I have Bender, Wednesday and TDA sometimes too. Alright. True, Bender starting the run early, late, right? I think Bender did play something yesterday as well. They are playing. Face Wonders where Xardas will face Riot? I mean, it's only half time, right? Xardas has played all his other sets already. He can kind of chill. 3 weeks left. I'm kind of waiting to play my sets as well for when the rest calms down. Maybe it doesn't with 99 players though. I thought there would be some days where not much is happening, where I can like play instead of casting. But the days that were open this week are already filling as well with like top sets, so... That's why I try to play two matches early and then focus on casting and play some late when the others are done. You want more scouting? Or because you have to play Riot still? Big siege push now. Lucky has the higher hill, that's why I wanted Mandi to try to get the higher hill. But the highest hill on the map for Georgians is such an amazing advantage. Cheaper repairs, plus castles taking less damage. How do you ever get these castles off there now? I think you do not, and Mandi agrees with the you do not. Pointed out what could have been a little bit improved by Mandi here as well, but honestly, amazing game by both. What a good game, like all around, moving around the army, microing a lot of complex armies. This is Division 11. It feels like a lot higher up for both players, so do see some OP casters at play here. LuckyKharms playing it a tad even better in later on a tough Civ matchup. Had the better start, but Mandi bounced back well into the set. Now let's find out what happened to Brasidas. The remaining Brasidas. Mandi's died early. He's kind of in a solid fight here. Maybe a siege on a shot, or the Mangudai are firing. He has 200 HP again. Did you guys see that? LuckyKharms is actually actively microing Brasidas. I love it. He's trying to keep him alive. He's trying to let him dodge arrows. It's a 500 HP, 9 Pierce Armor units. Great against the Mangudai. Eats the siege on a shot. Doesn't care about it at all. Oh, but the siege on adjust, the siege on adjust, the siege on adjust. Brasidas, no! He's trying to charge there, so... Is it his own SO? No, it's Mandi's SO that get poor Brasidas. He tried a lot with him until I forgot about him. Well, good that you paid attention, but not enough. Brasidas goes down, but he's proud. His people have won. Obviously, Mandi had a Brasidas as well, but we count the one that survived longer. Take a good hard look at the meme, Mandi. If you're watching this back. Besides for the red car next time. It's brilliant. Mongol first pick dying. Ooh, pop, 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 pop. This is not a Civ matchup that should be first pick versus last pick, but that's what it was. Last pick beating first pick, and even though it's a close Civ matchup, not sure everybody knows that. And then you look at the draft and see that happening, and then it probably stings for Monday. Rather just died a hero, yeah. He would always, because he was a hero, by definition. And losing the first picked home map as well. Losing the first picked Civ on the first picked home map to the last picked Civ. If you say it like that, it sounds brutal. I made enough Monaspa. True! Of course, Georgian wins are only reliant on Monaspa numbers according to LuckyKharms, which isn't the worst take of him. And he gets the 2-0 victory. I need a quick break, but let me tell you the map so you can guess the civilizations. It will be a lagoon for game number 3. And there's tons of options for Kharms to go for. Maybe not as many, but actually also 2 very strong options for Monday, I think. Which civilizations do you expect for the crucial game 3, start of Monday's reverse sweep? Flexion says Koreans versus Chinese. Kam says he likes Dravidians, yet yesterday he dissed Yurumi. Oi, oi, oi. No real Dravidian fans. Chinese Koreans seems to be the majority guess here. And could play that on Swamp as well. Just thinking Kharms can't not play Dravidians anywhere. Saying Dravidians Chinese. He has to play Dravidians somewhere, and I think Swamp is riskier than Lagoon. So I'm predicting them on Lagoon. Rumi are terrible though. Besides of 10 times Civ bonus mod. Let's go for the watery game. Will LuckyKharms play his Dravidians or not? He will play Koreans. Well, I guess the true proof is to make them work on Swamp, so you'll probably play them on Swamp. But here we will see Turtle Ships versus Luchuans for DM Nations Cup reenactment matchup. Chinese for Monday starting with more villagers having access to the rocketry Luchuans, and LuckyKharms on the left side as the Koreans having access to the turtle ship, Malda's water personality. Dragon ships as well, true. Dragon ships and the rocketry Luchuans is the combination that makes Chinese so strong. Shouldn't sleep on the dragons, but should sleep on the palisade quick walls. And that one is not built. And, villagers blocking. LuckyKharms targeted the wrong villager. Now the dragon ships are coming for the save. Doesn't prevent the will kill, but at least the secondary will is up. LuckyKharms ignoring the middle. I don't like that with Koreans. They should have the speed to at least contest it. And I know Chinese are faster, the extroverts, but I think Koreans have the ship strength and speed to at least try to make docks in the middle to make the Chinese invest there. Like this, we don't even need the dragon ships in the middle. And Mandi realized DQs them and Qs Lutrons in the middle. Really nice realization by Mandi. And if Mandi can take the home map of Lucky here, middle control can be huge. Lutrons can reach a lot of the shoreline. And there's a lot of gold in the waters. Dragon ships will find the villagers. Well, it's Carracks to counter them. Carracks in front of the turtles. Turtles are very strong on their own, but I think I like the thought of having some meat shield for them in form of Carracks and Helvetius, which is both a nice meat shield unit for every other ship, basically. And with the meat shield, the turtles can perhaps dominate. Someone wants to do car racing in my street. Friggin' posers, welcome to Berlin. But how are they in Neubritz already? Bro. They're usually on the, like, Kudam. What are they doing here? It's the wrong area to pose. Nobody cares here. I mean, not that anybody really cares anywhere else either, but... Demolition ships for the Chinese unfortunately lost their bonus on them, but a lot of casters, including mainly Mojito, believes Dravidian, demos are underrated. Maybe even the solution to turtles. Got the Lutrons behind. Certainly a solution to the heavy meat shield. So, makes sense here. Maybe to the Carracks as well. Big naval fight now with the dragon ships and the demolition ships. Kills the meat shield. But the turtles are alive. DM has been a reminder of how happy the demo nerf actually makes me. Yes, in DM the demo nerf is actually really good. Used to be only demos. And that guy with his car. Used to be only demos, and now we actually see a variety of ships and options. And land units on the water as well. The water change has been absolutely amazing for DM. RM you can debate, but it's almost like they made the full water change with DM in mind. So DM it's perfect. Besides, like, turtles and Lutrons maybe being too good. Generally, the water change is good. Harem wasn't much different with previous demos. Chipmunk. Demos were never different. Armor just took 15 years to figure out how good they are. And everybody laughed at the DMers playing demos in the late game in RM. As if it was a troll move. And they took 15 years to realize. Hike is really not an issue, guys. Hikes are not good. Carracks are pretty good in the end, though. But like, the cries for hikes being OP in RM is like... It's such a take of people who don't know how to play water. Hikes are a support ship. You always have to play the other ships. Lutrons firing uphill against Galleons here. Middle control isn't being used for a fish boom. Okay, there we go. Mandi now going for the fish boom. Has pushed back the turtles here on the side. Chinese counted out by Keller. But even looking strong here versus Koreans. I like the Woodiko by Mandi a lot. More wit than LuckyKharms. LuckyKharms kind of a bit late on that. Turtle ships running under castle fire. I mean, they're pretty good at surviving it, honestly. I mean, it's supposed to be a turtle, right? It's supposed to have, like, heavy armor against arrows. That castle will be denied. They can even kill the foundation. They kill foundations, like, pretty quickly. But the Lutron mass looks mighty. The demos have cleared the meat shields and the, like, units that are good against the fleet. Like the Carracks and the Carrack Heavy combo. Kind of is needed again for LuckyKharms, I think. The land units are really important to beat the Lutron civs. That's why they aren't as powerful on hybrid terrain as they are on like team islands. They're not OP, just hike versus hike fights around. Okay, yeah, I agree there. But I mean, but you shouldn't see that many of them because how bad they are. But hike versus hike fights do look dumb. I don't like the unit model, so with that I agree. Oh boy. Oh boy, the stacking. Turtles have blast damage. Mandy, you can't play Lutrons without me, chill. You need the... Oh, that was so costly. It was looking so good. It was even under the hill. There's a wave. LuckyKharms had the wave advantage. And stacking always kills the cat in Deathmatch. And beautiful fight for the turtle ships. No dragon ships in front. Just the Lutrons under a hill. All stacked up against the blast damage. And that's where the turtles can shine. Man is still a lot more eco. Lucky, still a lot more res in the bank. Pretty even situations there. They still advantage Mandy because he has the middle. But the fleet is looking scary for LuckyKharms now after Mandy lost a lot of expensive ships. Has remasked Lutrons fires. No micro from LuckyKharms. Didn't patrol in there, so that could be an amazing fight for Mandy. Some Lutrons behind, probably enough to add the arrows and... I don't want to close the window. I don't know, do you guys hear it? Great fight for Mandy. Dragon ship's OP. How good is my noise suppression actually? Do you guys hear the car? He's driving up and down the street with like fully blasted motor. It's very loud for me, coming through my headset. Easily. Even though that's a noise suppressing one. The mic? It's not even going through the mic. It's very loud. Blue Yeti. And my settings, I guess. OP. It's so weird though how you guys hear the keyboard but don't hear that. Kiki heard it, okay. I guess not as okay. And they having to retreat here. Okay, they went north? I might have missed the dragon ships dying. Yeah, I think I missed the fight with the turtle ships. Yeah, there was another big fight, even with hill advantage for Mandy. Yeah, dragon ships might be OP, but turtles are maybe even more OP. Lutrons are killing the Carracks, but turtles are killing the fires. Your volume is too low. Yeah, I mean, it's not like you have to hear that, right? As long as you hear my voice and with the game, it should be fine. I would prefer not to hear it either. I'm hoping he picks another street soon. He's driven like 4 times by here. Kharms pressuring on both sides again. Has cannon gains in the mix too, that's a bit more annoying. Oh, and he redocked the middle. Not the biggest fleet there. Snapping the fish though. Kind of the Otter docks. Xardas called him. Sneaky redocking, annoying the fish eco. He killed all the fish eco actually. Only 4 fishing ships remaining. Holy Carrack sneak for Lucky. Eco getting a little bit closer. Mandy maybe over booming again, especially if he re-adds fishing ships. LuckyKharms just not spending as much. I feel like he still has his starting res, which is unusual for our market fanboy. Castle to secure the docks. Guess there is Lutrons in the middle still. I don't like this castle. That's an RM I get back on water in Castle Age Castle. But that doesn't work in DM because we're in post-imp. But it might not matter. LuckyKharms pushing on the top side. Mandy cleared the bottom side, however. It's a very close Lagoon game. Both players well prepared for the water fights. I think Mandy doesn't mind water, right? He's also playing At least casting a lot of tournaments that involve water. Not really sure what he prefers as a player, but I feel like he picks hyper random from watching his POV streams or glancing over them, so he's a British. British usually like water. Aside if they are not DMers. The UK DMers hate water, but every other UK player loves water. And booting. Dragon ships, we'll get a clear up of this push, and in the south, LuckyKharms pushes back again with Carrax. Mandy going for a forward castle, fighting in the middle. Mandy has the advantage. One dock only for LuckyKharms, so Mandy will keep middle control. The castle, as I predicted, has died. Man, something in me was happy that you guys chose the Div 11 set, because I thought it would be quicker games. But these guys are playing like Div 5 or 6, so the games are long. Honestly, I think they might be playing as good as people in, like, maybe not this season, because the skill level got a lot higher. We'd have a little bit of a power creep, because everybody's improving in DM. But, like, they're playing as well as Division 5 or 6, like, in previous seasons. I think this season's Div 5 or 6 would still beat them, but last season, even last season, guarantee 2 seasons ago, Division 5 or 6, both would do great. Mandy is gaining advantages everywhere. A lot more military. LuckyKharms should be running out of gold soon as well. Has a lot of wood in this area still. Mandy has eaten a lot of the wood. He's even taking relics. Holy crap. I mean, these guys are playing. Sorry if you're a Div 10 player watching, but I feel like these two are playing better than most of Div 10. And I guess yesterday I watched a lot of Div 13, so maybe in my mind I'm comparing it to that. And then obviously they should be playing better. Yeah, maybe they're just playing better than Div 13. But yeah, I would not be surprised, and it wouldn't be wrong if both of these players make it to Div 10. That's at least where they would belong. Because Game 1 was a bit of a stomp. Game 2 and Game 3 are really high skill plays by both. Mega Game was quite unconvincing by Mandy, but Game 2 and Game 3 were convincing from both sides, and this might even be Mandy taking Lucky's home maps against Koreans. Chinese is a discussion if they're still OP or not. Nobody's discussing if Koreans are OP. I think I've heard nobody say that Koreans are worse than people think. Everybody's complaining my tier lists are outdated because Koreans are so low. For the water rework. And they were picked very late here. Guess it's partially my fault, but there's a pushback. Do we have cannon guns nearby? If cannon guns are chilling. Cannon guns were in this fight. That could have been a pushback by Lucky. Or really nice demo edition by Mandy though. Really nice demo edition, really nice demo edition, really nice stacking. They're not as good anymore. But I think there was still value. Mandy also has a nice wave that he can use here. I think it's partially off wave though. Should maybe move on wave. Playing Lagoon is a bit like surfing. One who stays on the wave the longest wins. So obviously those are not hills but waves. Hills on water make no sense, so it has to be a wave. Why is it standing? Well, a standing wave is at least, I think, some kind of phenomenon. And not everything can be realistic. Choke point here, no turtle ships anymore. But it's Carrack versus dragon ships, so it's the supposed counter. We don't have luge ones either. So if both OP ships lag, the dragon ships are doing really good still. Just because this is such a good unit if they're only fighting it traditionally like normal ships. And Lucky now wasted all his turtles and now he brings his cannon again so he doesn't get the castle. Have it is. Oh, quite a nice meat shield addition though. This is a weird fight without the 2 power ships. Dragon ships intervening in the trap fight up north. Mundi is taking more and more control everywhere on the map. Dragon ships are too short? What? They're really long. How is this too short? The unit model looks like it's from Dark Age. That's my problem with it, but it's definitely not short. Oh, you mean it's not high? Short sounds like from front to rear, but maybe you're meaning from... Well, meaning vertically, I guess. Does that mean you can't see them? That would not hinder me seeing them. How are you looking? Are you playing AV2 in first person perspective, Lucky? What? I mean, that exists. There is an AV2 first person perspective game. I've seen that like with Khufu. Like with Khufu, all his things seem like very tilted, right? I think that's because he has weird monitoring, streaming that just weirdly, but I don't know if you've noticed that. But it's like less bird's eye and more like half bird's eye with Khufu stream. Kinda wondering if that's a setting. LuckyKharms calls the GG. It was going well control-wise for Mundi for a while. LuckyKharms is out of gold. Mundi has the gold in the middle. And oh boy, Mundi lost his random first home map, but takes Xarda's actively picked first home map. And that's a big win for Mandingalingo. 602 to 412 kills. Keller always says Chinese are so bad, so bad, so bad. I should really not mention that I beat him with Chinese in our practice set this morning. But I will, because Keller says he's a strat flexer and not a strat hider. And he said that on stream, so I guess I can say it. I won't say his set though. And the Chinese also get a win here. Still viable, even winning against Koreans. Big win for the Chinese fans. Lagoon is by far my worst map, but I still love it. What? Okay. I don't think you should pick your by far worst map as a first pick, LuckyKharms. I don't think it's your by far worst map, but you should have contested the middle here. So that was certainly a mistake. But besides that mistake of Lucky giving up the middle a bit too early, I think. We can argue that against Chinese start. But making them invest would have been better, I think. At least like commit a little bit to it. But other than that, I think both players played this very standard, very good, very as it should be played. What was the second pick? Oh, true. You first picked it before though. But this time it was the Golden Swamp. I think you did first pick it in other sets though. Maybe that was Nath? No, I'm pretty sure it was you. Everybody losing their home maps again. And Mandingalingo gets on the scoreboard. Start of a reverse sweep for Mundi. Seems remaining only the end of his draft though. And I wasn't the biggest fan of the end of his draft. Gujaras, Turks and Ethiopians left. With one land map, Fez and Golden Swamp remaining. And we've got Bengalis still for LuckyKharms. Bengalis and Berbers. Massive reverse sweep stoppers in place for LuckyKharms. The only thing he has to do to make this a 4-1 is not play Dravidians. Because if he plays Bengalis on Swamp, Berbers on Fez, I don't think Mundi can beat that with his Sivs. Unfortunately, LuckyKharms will play Dravidians because he can't control himself probably. So there's a chance for Monday. But Lucky should just play the OP system yet. We are moving towards game 4. LuckyKharms will decide where we go, and we go to Golden Swamp. And while I think it's a mistake, they got low Lucky well enough that he has to try to prove himself, even though he could have an easier time. And we'll pick Dravidians, not playing Bengalis. Like insanely wild. Maybe he plays Bengalis on Fez. Not playing Purpose would be insanely wild too, though. I think he can't restrain himself, although he just lost the game. Maybe he's in tryharding mode? Still 2-1 up. I think he can't control himself. He will pick Dravidians and Mandy. If he picks Turks here, it's a better silver on Swamp, but then he has to play Ethiopians on Fez, and we've seen that before. No, he can play Gujaras on Fez. Yeah, should be. The Turks with Dravidians isn't great. Gujaras with Dravidians is also not great. Oh, they could rush, but on Div 11, they really rush away. I'm saying Turks with Dravidians, and then if you're expecting Bengalis, then Gujaras are better as well. And it was random, so we'll probably play Ethio. So, Turks Dravidians is my prediction for game 4. Give me yours, guys. I won't wait as long though. Because it's not getting that late actually. I just started the stream early, right? With my own set. Still hoping someone cast my alchemy set, still it was pretty good. Dravidians Turks, Velactors agrees with me. So let's go to game 4. Lucky. Lucky believes more in me than in himself. I've been telling him don't play Dravidians on a water map. And even though they got a bit better on water maps, Lucky is playing Bengalis. Just quickly letting that sink in. It is obviously, not only obviously the right choice because I'm shitting on Dravidians as I have to, but it's also the right choice because Bengalis have a wonderful matchup against the Turks that could be the predicted pick by Mandingalingo here. And range opening again. Oh, feels a bit game 1. And Turks can't really stop elephants, so LuckyKharms went for the free win with the Bengalis instead of for the memes with the Dravidians. I like the one these water maps, but people keep giving me Bengalis and Chinese and Russians and Koreans. You didn't have Chinese here at least. This is a massive as well. It's the right choice though. LuckyKharms can't defend the Dravidians because there simply is better serfs. And one of those is Bengalis. Not that convinced of the Galleon start. But at least Lucky has dogs, whereas Monkey is going... Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh! Time for the new emote. Turk Spearman on the field. The Wins also have Ele Archer. Yeah, but Ele Archers are easier. Well, I don't know. Bengalis have 2 wheels more at the start in Treadmill Crane. That is just better. There is mainly the 2 wheels and the treadmill. Turks, the Dravidians can be rushed down, Bengalis are pretty safe from that. And their units are against Turks probably equally strong. Maybe a bit weaker even. Dravidians have theory should die and better elephant archers, but it doesn't matter. Any kind of elephant archers beats Turks and you're safe from the rush. And you've got battle elephants, which are good on hybrid terrain, whereas Dravidians don't have them. First drafted Spearhead Vex, part of that was random. Could at least use them for champions. I mean, champions would be good against the Halberdiers. The Rex for champions are actually a fine call here. It's just the Rex for spearmen and to not using them because you notice you have spearmen, that's the problem. I mean, champions wouldn't do that great against the elephant archers that are coming in now, but at least it would have helped a little bit versus the Halberdiers and being an extra unit now that we have the Rex. Hussars already. Hussars can be kind of useful in naval fights, especially Turk Hussars with the extra pierce armor. Very good meat shield for the boats. But the naval numbers are very different already. LuckyKharms with the extra villagers and with simply, I think, the better starting build as well. Going to docks earlier. Mandy very late on the docks, kind of the opposite mistake of freaking Chris. And now the elephant archers are a decent unit against boats as well. I feel like this sound is a bit too high looking at my capture levels. Turn it a tad down. Turks can do scorpions on land. Yeah, they don't have siege engineers. I claimed earlier when we saw Turks that it's the best option they have. Hi Funny, I don't know if I said hi to you. We had co-cast earlier. Turks can do scorpions, yeah, they probably should. Scorpions or Janissaries can do alright-ish. I think against Eli Archers you might need scorpions. Holy elephant archer galore. 61 elephant archers. Oh, elephant archers plus fast fires. The scallions will be cooked. No Carracks. Well, there's 10 Carracks somewhere in there, but they're getting stuck behind the galleons. And the galleons are getting roasted to death. No siege behind for Lucky, no cannon galleons. Only one trebuchet. But yeah, the fleet all going down is GG. Mandy calls it. And LuckyKharms gets a good reward for overcoming his favoritism towards Dravidians and picking Bengalis. Do you do demo here as Turks? I think it's Eli Archers are even kind of good against demos. They have the HP and they do good damage to demos and they can retreat to the island. So yeah, it shouldn't have been full galleon, maybe a bit more demos, but let's be honest, this is just a super giant win for Bengalis. And we can look for options, and maybe Mandy could have tried them instead of what he did, but TDM is better balanced than it has been for most of its life, but there is still some absolute wins, and I think this is one of the most absolute ones. Yeah, it's Bengalis are A big Civ win against Turks, and B a top 3, maybe top 5, but at least top 5 Golden Swarm Civ. Some might even say top 1. But there's Spanish and Koreans, so maybe not top 1. But certainly, it's a great matchup for them and a great map. Turks got on, LuckyKharms secures the set win and a very nice setup to get the direct promotion to Div 10. Kharms winning a home map. Fez is the last map remaining. We have Berbers and we have Gujaras. Berbers, Gujaras. Decent matchup for Gujaras at the start, but if there's elephant archers, they would die to camel archers, so you kind of have to go camel all in. So I think I prefer Berbers. It should be Berbers, Gujaras every day, but I think Mandy ran into Gujaras, so he'll go Ethiopians. And Ethiopians kind of make sense against Dravidians. Ethiopians wreck Dravidians, I think. But they should lose on mobility to Berbers, so I'm guessing Berbers, Ethiopians. And LuckyKharms not playing Dravidians, which just is beautiful. But let's see. Maybe he's too tempted. He's won the set already. He might go Dravidians. He's too tempted. He's too tempted. He's too tempted. We get a 3-2, guys. Game 5. Lucky just had to. Lucky just had to. Like Zah, you had to use the Turks instead of the Gujaras. And Lucky had to go Dravidians into the can-be-expected Ethiopians. Now both serves are slow. And Torsion engines SO, I think, just kill Dravidians. Back again, unknown player! The Otter, only 3 hours late. German train, not too bad today. Oh boy, oh boy. Yeah, was great to meet unknown player in Berlin. We met up on Wednesday, as you told you guys on the stream on Wednesday. And man, that like Tafelspitz was so tasty. I need to go back to that restaurant and order that again. Also got to learn some great stories. You guys are really missing out if you haven't met unknown player yet. He really has stories today, and a lot of life experience, and really cool life experience. And Zhao was amazed. We have a little group with Zhao where we're talking about. He's oddly into German Schlager, and I mentioned to Zhao that you know DJ Ötzi personally. Now he really wants to get to know you. The play for Dravidians is Elite Cannigates in the Turtle Pods. Let's go! Honestly, those outrange the SO of Ethiopians. You need to fish them empty. But I support Funny's take. I think I mean, I said that before about Serengeti. They don't have to fish them empty. But that would be great. You can fit dogs if you fish them out. You have to fish them out first, but they can place dogs, I think. LuckyKharms sending evidence here forward for control. This will be a bit of a slower start, obviously, as it's two very slow Deathball siege civs. Money going siege onagers and barracks units. You can't dock? You can dock. You can dock, you just later. Just have to mill it first, or TC it. These are being TC'd, but that's not the most valuable things. You can dock up here. I don't think that's what you meant, because you said the little fishing decks. Turtle ponds. They're turtles. Actually, we shouldn't call them torfish, right? Lucky. Tried to deny the castle. That was even fully built. Make stone walls, guys. Such a crucial castle to have denied just because the player made palisade walls instead of stone walls. So if you know why I always say, if you want to know why I always say Araba spotted and thinking it's a big mistake to ever do palisades in DM, this is why. I thought for early base defense, yeah. You need to fish them out quickly then. Will be Deathball through the middle. Scorpions, Siege Onagers, Halberdiers, full torsion engines play, and you could do Deathball in the south as well for the gold control, but I like that it's leaning into big siege. The bombard cannons for Dravidians don't have siege engineers, and obviously there's torsion engines on the SO, and that's why I said the SO kind of countered the Civ. LuckyKharms will have to micro his heart out with the bombard cannons, like Morino tried as well with his non-siege engineer bombard cannon Civs that he kept getting and kept playing against SO Civs. It's doing quite a good job there. Also, the trickle of elephants really helping out, distracting the onagers of Mandi. Well, losing them now, it's really hard. It's really hard. The onagers just like so much easier to play, but the trades are better than can be expected. I'm not sure they're good resource-wise, because one can cost more, but cost a bit less for the Radiants at least. Is this for first and second place in division? At least until now, I believe it is. That's what I was told. There's obviously some matches to be played still, but I think it's kind of the battle for the top spot, yeah. The two casters fighting for the top, so this is the true caster division. Even though not all of the casters are in there. Imagine SO shots into these. It'd be so juicy, they're so clumped up. Also very immersion-like Elephant Archer is doof. Not sure how the physics work here. So you get Monkey, I guess? Could be likely. I'm not sure if you have a chance yet. Are you already confirmed in relegation up? Okay, like 5-0 spares or something. Let's make it to third place. Or like fourth place, I guess. 6 people it is. Big death ball coming to the front for Monday. I will do that. Let's go. Scorpions are a lot more vulnerable to the BBC. We also have shorter raids, a thing that we have an emote for as well. The SO from the Davidians, some in the queue. But it's tough, right? They have less range than the Ethiopians, less blast radius, less damage output. Because of no siege engineers versus torsion engines. Well, Scorps are not doing that well against Elephant Archers with Bombard cannons behind. Scorps were maybe a mistake. Need SO here. The Bombard cannons for the Ethiopians are getting taken out too. There's the SO shots we want to see. Dead Dravidian Elephant Archers. Let's go. Monday. Shoot them down. Get back, Dravidians. Let's go. Trash tier Sif. LuckyKharms is out of food. Obviously could have microed them a little better too. It's not only the Sif to blame. Not sure we have to take this fight. Now clearing up the rest. This is a lot more irreplaceable than the units for Mandi though, as Mandi has made it on to the gold, has also expanded to the woodside. Dravidians being a tad immobile for the map to hinder the Ethiopians from getting to their objectives as well. And now LuckyKharms is taking a pause to think of all his dead elephant friends. Reorganizing his army to a funeral ceremony. No archers spam champs? Against the pure siege? Actually, I think that would be a smart choice. Or would steal glide cache. Need food eco for that though. LuckyKharms is working on his food eco. That's why his army was so chilling. He will try to push here now. We do have Hussar from the Ethiopians. Not the greatest Hussar ever as well. No bloodlines, no armor. Thought about it and I saw the 50 Scorps. Yeah, true. The Scorps. The Scorps are against the infantry. True. The Scorps got wrecked though. So you can have your own siege to deal with the Scorps. So Scorps are kind of not the big issue. The big issue are the SOs. Lots of Helvediers coming over. If they get close, they can take decent fights against the Elephant Archers. Or they can just doink the traps. That's also value. Doinky doinky doink 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 doink. Doinky doinky doink 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 doink. Traps are getting pushed back. Onagers versus Onagers. Hill advantage at least for Lucky. Takes a pretty even trade against the torsion engines. One survives. Lost a lot of trebuchets. 2 very weak trebuchets now. Mandi kind of not producing too much though. Scorpion's not that dangerous to Dravidian Elephant Archers because they regenerate as well, so the damage they do to the HP doesn't really stick around. Torsion engines, bombard cannons trying to land some shots. Scorps go down, we'll lose the bombard cannons. 26 elephant archers. Lucky has fixed his eco, made 40 farmers. Really nice to produce some more elephant archers, so you can keep producing them. And Mandi kind of is a bit unsure what to do now. Man, Mandi always, the same as in the Mongols games, he does the right thing, doing siege onagers in both games, and then he's kind of like concluding that that didn't work for some reason. While he just needed to commit to it harder. Let's make it so again. No garrison. Schurtels are not the unit here. That's micro though. Garrison! There's the reaction. Check your APM here, please. Shortle micro. Shortle micro APM. If there's any stat that ever says that APM is not any relevant, dancing with the shortles. The massive game impact of 271 APM. Hi, Bundy. Good set so far. Coming right into my comment about you having to make more onagers in game 2 and then actually doing it here when I was commenting it, so that's nice. And what the fuck? These onagers are so broken. We need more of them. We need more of them, and we win. We beat the Dravidians. That's important. We need to beat the Dravidians. Can't let LuckyKharms win with his favorite civilizations, so he will keep talking about it. We don't want him to keep talking about it. After you didn't use the Gujaras, which was rude as well, even though you ran him such a great set. Spamming all the formations and spam flicking? Yep. That's how we drive that graph up. Back to 42 now. That is more normal. Yeah, but like, it's zero game impact, right? It's Shortles, who are terrible against elephant archers, so we can micro them all we want. Ah, Scorps again. Scorps, bombard cannons. How are we not concluding that SO are the solution here? This is really nice. Denying the stone from LuckyKharms with 3 hussars. What the map pack? What? 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 This is natural wall. I mean, someone's living up to their name here. What a LuckyKharms this is. His base is walled with wood. Damn, split strudels. Yeah, funny's overcooking. Just make half SO. All you need is half SO. TDM is a lot about simplifying things down into something that works. Because you can't do everything. Everything is tagged. You can't do everything. It doesn't mean you should do everything. You should identify the one thing that works about what your opponent currently has and then make that until your opponent makes something different. And you can switch. Just because the tech switches are like faster than in RM doesn't mean we have to switch every time. But I keep saying that, right? Doing things for a reason is what's truly OP. In all of Age of Empires, actually. It's just that in DM, the reasons and the comes faster. And that's why I think it's more interesting to play than RM. Because in RM we have to make a decision for a reason and then follow it through for longer. Because it's harder to change the reason, the decision. That means you get more decisions in less time in DM, and I don't know, more decisions make a good game. Anyways, siege onagers are in place. Happy days of finding a great doinking damage against the Phantos. And oi oi oi, that wasn't even half of that was only the siege. The other half was the halberdiers getting great engagement. So LuckyKharms, unfortunately for him, losing his elephant archers another time here. Hot take DM would be more fun in normal speed. I think it would be easier, but The argument I just gave was like that it's so much fun because you have to quickly, because it's less time per decision to make. So by the argument I just gave, that speaks for fast. Normal speed might make it more accessible though. Cannon Galleons, let's go! Mandi using Ethiopian Cannon Galleons. Do they profit from... Do Cannon Galleons get torsion engines? No, siege workshop units, such. Another fight, Helbeso. Mandi has done. Obviously has listened to me. I'm traveling. And is committing more to Helbeso now. Ah, stop the shortles, bro. The Help and the Yeso would be in the same place. Would be even better. Getting relics though. Both players getting relics. Lucky with 3. Mandi was 6. So securing the relic advantage here. It's getting a too long game for A, my headset akku, and B, my beer supply. Rating stables for Mandi. Is this tournament supported by Microsoft, Abenmo? I wish. I think Microsoft should support AO2 tournament more than they do. Microsoft, I think, supported one Deathmatch Nations Cup once. Then promised to support another Deathmatch Nations Cup and didn't. And that's all the support DM ever got for tournaments. Not sure if promising money and then not giving it is a great support, but it's the history of Microsoft DM funding. With the growth we have right now, I think we have some shots next year to apply for funding. And I think we should do it. Like, this cycle was just right, but with basically $1,000 and 100 players in the league this season, Nations Cup being a huge success. I think we have enough reference point to maybe make a pitch next year. Nilly was always part of big DM tournaments. It's not only Nilly deciding things. Numbers decide a lot of things. That's why applying for things without having the numbers doesn't really make much sense. We need to be able to paint a realistic picture that's a worthwhile investment for the company. I mean, he might be deciding a lot of things, but he can't like decide it by what he likes. I think if the devs that were in charge were able to decide by what they likes and not by a company policy, DM would have gotten a lot more support, because it was Robo doing it in the past, and Robo also loves DM. A lot of the players that become devs actually love DM, but it's still a company driven by numbers and not by driven of that they all like DM. Brew is a DM player, Nilly is a DM player, True is a DM player, and Robo is a DM player. So all the 4 people mainly in charge from player side going to Microsoft are all DMers. And another big DM fan since DM Nations Cup is Dave AOE. Why is my raid alert not working? Welcome, guys. What happened to my alert? I'm not sure what happened to my alert, but thank you so much, Dave, for the huge raid here for the Deathmatch tournament. We're watching 2 casters play each other, Mandi versus LuckyKharms in Tarnished Deathmatch. Season 7, 99 players, $999 in this tournament. We're having a long match here between Dravidians and Ethiopians on Fez. It's a player of 5. Set might be decided in favor of Lucky, but the points are very important in the league. Thank you so much, Dave, for the raid. Welcome. Shantini will work for ice cream and everybody else. We're just mentioning all the DM players that became developers. And yeah, I was also mentioning how much of a success Deathmatch Nations Cup was, and Dave covering it was definitely a big part of that success. So we're all very thankful for for Dave, being motivated by the success of Team Canada to have an eye on DM. Thank you so much, Dave, for the raid. Also, it was beautiful getting to cast with you. Back to the game though, Monday now with a big siege push. Heavy Scorpions and Siege Ointers running forward on the southern side of the map. And the Elephant Archers are, I'm in danger, memes at this very moment. Siege Ointers without Siege Engineers trying to hold the line, but mainly just pathing into the OP Ethiopian Siege with Siege Engineers. Racing guys on my street are still going crazy. I will close the window now. But this might be the big game ending push in favor of Mandingalingo. He is massively attacking the town center at the top. LuckyKharms trying to find some counter damage. Relics 723, we've got 11 relics. LuckyKharms onto the stone on the right side. It's a little bit iffy because there's Hussar stables by Mandingalingo. Love the side stables, love all the actions. Both these players might be in Division 11, but they're both playing great. Also, check them both out. They're both in chat somewhere. Can't do another shout out because we just gave Dave one, but they're both casting Deathmatch as well. So if you want to see more of this very action-packed game mode with lots of decisions being made in short time, check both of them out as well. And the set might be about to end, but I would be happy for every follow, because I will cast a lot more of this. I casted a top division earlier today. We have players like Freakin' Andy, Winchester, and Frost9 competing this season. Freaking Chris played earlier today, so some faces you might know from RM as well. Siege push kind of being beaten back here. Gold is empty. LuckyKharms fully out of gold. Mundi is on gold, but the Elephant Archers are raiding it. We might even see a conversion here. As unfortunately, I know it's a bit unlucky after the raid, but my headset went out. So I need to take a quick minute to load my headset. And I will take that to get another drink. I'm sorry, but welcome Hoyo Hoyo. Very small cliffhanger here as Lucky might come back with the raids. Yeah, I've been streaming for a while already. Okay, I think this should be enough to finish the set at least. Of loading. I was getting very chill here at this game. But welcome guys, nice that you're here. And if you want info about the league, exclamation mark, TDM 7 gives you everything where you can follow the development of the pro brackets and all the other brackets that are also linked on Liquipedia on the right side panel. LuckyKharms going for the clear up. Would steal light cavalry. Another one of his favorite units of the Dravidians. Going for a little bit of a clear up. Mundi still with a 6k gold lead, so it's still looking very good for Mundi. But they're making every game close and they're making every game good. Both these players playing a lot higher level than their division implies. Then they both learned a lot, I think. Improved a lot. No, Lucky trained his ass off. Mundi maybe a bit less, but Mundi is generally improving in the game a lot, I think. Not sure how much DM he prepared. I know that Lucky prepared a lot. Now a little bit of trapping in the north. Mundi kind of has gold, but nothing else. And it's also quite short on villagers. This elephant archer raid really damaged his economy. Both pretty low population. Both are low on vills thanks to the raids. The raiding stable is also getting some work in here for Mundi. The way the league works is that points matter and you get an extra point for a set win. So the point up for grabs here. I think Lucky with this win might be looking at advancing to Div 10. Maybe even with the 3-2, but very nice chance with a 4-1. Mundi needs all the points he can get to secure the possibility to play for advancement. Scorpions again. Well, now that there's not that much siege anymore for Lucky, preventing the champion switch, being good against the light cav, I think at this stage of the game the Scorpions might be a bit better than before. And yes, Kiki is mod in a lot of places. Shortle raids, let's go. Something we do have an emote for here. For trebuchets, rolling around the forest. It's looking very solid for Mundi. Getting his pop up a little bit. Villagers, forgotten unit for both. There is still wood on the map, so you still want to have villagers. Even when the gold is scarce. The shortles, well, if you have enough shortles, they eventually beat an elephant archer. I guess, yeah, they're clearing them up. Where's Mundi taking gold? Okay, here next to a TC. And there's one villager working away on those 400. Forward castle on the stone. Bad news for that castle. No stone remaining. But we're still fighting over it. Even though there's nothing there. I guess it's a position to start raids from for Mundi, but I think he made the castle to gather the stone. I didn't realize that it was gone. Could go for some shortle raids from that though. Big siege ball push, only siege. And some shortles. And there is the GG call. Mandingalingo beats LuckyKharms in game 5. Lucky wins the set. But as he told me in my first set this season, what is the win really worth, Lucky, if you lose with Dravidians? It's actually closer than I thought. You mean the game 5 or the set overall? User error, Dravidians could have easily won that. I mean, LuckyKharms, there's a little bit of a problem of the two messages that you just sent next to each other. So either the matchup was closer for you than you thought, or it's a user error. Dravidians could have easily won that. You can't say both. Technically, unless you expect to user error a lot, but I don't think one expects that. Especially not if you're playing your favorite civilization. They can't expect that. LuckyKharms OP, Mundi OP as well. Both played really strong. Yet another set where all the players showed their prowess in DM. DM's gonna be so competitive the next years, guys. So much new talent. So many old players returning. And everybody's improving so much. It's crazy. It's getting harder and harder to stay at the to stay even remotely close to the top for people like me. 76k resources more collected for the Ethiopians, but the big part were the big bada booms on the Elyatras. And we saw the APM spike, but he hinted me to it. Shotel Micro got to a total EAPM of 320.